I don't usually get into murder mystery mode, but this one's been bugging folks for over 70 years and still has way more questions than answers. We're talking secret codes, missing identities, weird books, Cold War vibes, and a whole hell of a lot of what the hell happened. So go on, grab your lighter, pour yourself sweet tea, maybe some a little stronger if you got it, and let's get into the strange case of the Somerton man. I have the hardest time saying that word. Somerton. I was trying to say Somerton. Anyways. Alright, so let's set the scene. It's the morning of December 1st, 1948. A man's body is found slumped up against a seawall on Somerton Beach near Adendale, Australia. He's dressed sharp. Like full suit, polished shoes, looking like he had hotel reservations, except the bitch is dead. No wallet, no ID. All the labels in his clothes have been snipped out. Like, no visible injuries, no sign of a struggle. Gone. He looked to be in his early 40s. Good health. Hands not callous, so probably not a laborer. He looked like maybe he was Eastern European, maybe British. Nobody recognized him. No missing persons reports were matched. The cops searched his pockets and found the usual stuff. Bus tickets, chewing gum, a used comb. Ugh, gross. And a weird little scrap of paper that just said, I am going to fuck this up. Tamám Shud. Tamám Shud. It's Persian. It means, it's finished. Okay, what's finished? That scrap of paper had been ripped out of like this rare book called I'm gonna fuck this up again. The Rubaiyat Omar Khayyam. I'm horrible. Which the book is all about like fate and death and living in the moment. Poetic, I guess, sure, but creepy as fuck in this context. If you know, like a note in your pocket and it said, it's finished. Okay. Your tags are ripped out of your clothes. Like, what the hell is going on? Weeks later, someone turns in a copy of that book that I can't pronounce, and they found it tossed in the back of the seat of their unlocked car. Like, that's some 1940 shit. Just leaving unlocked cars to plant evidence and shit. So, what was inside the book? They found a hidden code and some like bullet style insert. It's had series of random capital letters, like maybe a cipher, but no one's cracked it to this day. They also found a phone number that belonged to this woman named Justin. It's a sexy name, Justin. This lady named Justin, her real name was Joe Thompson. Okay, yeah. Justin's her pretty name. This lady Justin, her real name's Joe Thompson. Okay, so yeah, sounds like a working girl to me. She was a local nurse who lived right near the beach. She says she ain't know him, but she acted super weird about the whole thing. See? She admitted she gave a copy of that weird book to a man once. She said she didn't remember his name, but when police showed her the picture of the dead guy's face, she immediately was like, nope, I didn't see him. Not me. Yeah, that's my theory. I think she a working girl. Anyways, let's keep going and find out what happens. Now, here's when the whole thing gets kind of wild, though. Like some Cold War spy novel type shit. Here's a couple theories that I've found thus far. You got the spy theory. He was a spy, possibly Soviet, British, died during an IntelliJop gone wrong. Pretty cool. There's a suicide theory. He took poison, but no poison was found. So that theory don't go for me. There's a Justin connection. This is me. This is what I think. Some people think they have a kid together, and this kid kind of has like similar tooth and ear structure, I guess. Just reading the story, like, from the beginning, Miss Jo Thompson seems like she's not such a clean lady. Anyways, there's the code breaking angle as well, but some say that it wasn't even like a code. It was maybe just like dates or whatever the fuck. But others say it was MI6 level spycraft. Natural causes, maybe. Even some doctors thought it was a rare like heart condition. But again, nothing conclusive here. These are all just theories. And the deeper you go, the weirder this shit gets. No one knows who he was, where he came from, how he died, or where all those breadcrumbs or why all those breadcrumbs even led to, because they really led to nowhere. So take a sec, fast forward to 2020. DNA testing finally gets involved here. In 2022, a professor in Australia, he claims to have ID'd the Somerton man as Carl Webb. A Melbourne born, that is so hard to say. A Melbourne born electrical engineer. Melbourne born. That could be like a song. Melbourne born. Okay, let me stop. But this electrical engineer kind of went missing around the same time. So there's a problem with it, though. The problem is that the ID is based on hair samples, not genealogy, not traditional forensics. The case is still technically unsolved as of now. And it don't explain the book, the code, and the whole Justin mystery. So who is Carl Webb? He's just some unlucky dude that got wrapped up in something way bigger than himself, I think. Or maybe, is he part of a spy network? Or part of the whole shadowy Cold War thing? We'll never know, I guess, right? But here's what gets me. Everything about this feels super, super, super intentional. Like, someone went out of their way to erase this man from the world. Like, no labels on his clothes, no ID, no prints, no, like, and that Persian thing, meaning it's finished, tucked in his clothes like a calling card or a signature, definitely feels like a message if you're asking me. And the fact that we're still talking about it 75 years later, dude, that's power. That's mystery, baby. So here are like questions I've been rattling around in my tiny little pea-sized brain. If it was a hit, why leave the book behind? That doesn't really make sense to me. And if it was suicide, why be so secret? And like, why rip out your tags? That doesn't, maybe he's just got OCD. He don't like the way they feel. Maybe. If it was a spy, like, what was he doing? And who was he watching? What was his op? I think, personally, mysteries like this stick with you because they just fucking remind you of how easily it is to disappear and how much of life is just grasping at straws the entire time. And maybe that's why we're drawn to these unsolved cases. Like, they're not just about death. They're about the gaps in between what we see and what we understand. What do you do with a story that doesn't have an ending? Maybe you just keep telling it. over and over again until the edges wear down and the mystery becomes the message itself. That's it for today's episode of the Burnt Toast Club. If your brain is as fried as mine right now because it was hard to get through this episode, it's been a long day for me. Hopefully it's been a good one for you. If you like this, please share it with your most conspiracy-loving friend or someone who just refuses to label their clothes, I guess. Don't forget to follow the Burnt Toast Club whenever you listen, and I'll catch y'all next time with another deep dive into life's wildest corners. Until then, stay curious, stay kind, and stay weird. Peace.